Hi, Jose. Could we start with any injury news you may have ahead of this game? Is Giovanni Lo Celso potentially back and available to play a part?
Yeah, Gio is back. Nothing from the game, just Sergio Rier, a little knock in training, but part of Tanganga, and we know Tanganga will take still a few weeks to be back. All good.
Do you have any update at all on transfers? We know you're searching for a striker at the moment, and there's been a lot of reports in the last few hours about Gareth Bale potentially coming back to the club.
Gareth Bale is a Real Madrid player. I don't comment on players from other clubs.
Can you confirm if talks are taking place with Gareth Bale and his representatives?
No, that's not my job to have contacts with agents. So honestly, I don't want to comment on that. And again, especially regarding players that are players from other clubs.
Okay, I'm going to move it on because I'm conscious there's a lot of people raising their hands that do want to ask questions. I'm going to move on to David Heitner. David, one question and a follow-up if you wish to have it.
Hi Jose. As you just say, transfers aren't your area, that's Daniel's area. But can we ask you that if he said to you, would you like Gareth Bale in your team, yes or no, what do you say?
I don't comment on hypothetical stuff. Again, I repeat, I'm not going to comment on Gareth Bale, Real Madrid player, and I have to respect that.
It's no secret, Jose, that you've tried to sign him in the past. For example, when you were the Manchester United manager, he's a player that you've admired, I think it's fair to say, right?
Even before that, I tried to sign him for Real Madrid, which was not possible to do during my time there. But the president followed my instinct and follow my knowledge, and the season I left, he brought Gareth to the club. There is no secret on that. I think even Gareth knows that, but I'm not going to speak about him anymore because he's a Real Madrid player.
Okay, we're going to move it on now. Just like to remind everyone, I think Jose's made that quite clear. He's not going to talk about players from other teams. So I'm going to pass on to Matt Law. Matt.
Hi, Jose.
Thank you.
Hey, Matt.
I respect your desire not to talk about Gareth Bale. So can I just, you've got a good record of signing sort of world superstars at the twilight of their careers. I'm thinking Zlatan, Samuel Eto'o, Didier Drogba when he came back to Chelsea. You may tell me there are more as well. There are three I could think off the top of my head. In just that general sense of having worked with those three when they were sort of at an older age, what does that type of player at that stage of their career who's kind of won everything, what do they bring to a squad and a dressing room? What's so special about them?
It's a clever question, but I don't have a clever answer for you. So I teach Ted Lasso, it's better not to speak.
I haven't even mentioned. Dele Alli, who came off at half time, there's been an awful lot of talk around him since then. What's his situation at the moment at the club, and are you confident that he will still be at the club at the end of the transfer window?
The change at half-time was not the first time in my career, will not be the last time. I did even more than that, not many times, but a few times. The last one was with Eric Dyer against Olympiacos, where I took him off with 25 or 30 minutes in the game. When I do these kind of things, I always do for the team. I never do against a player. I always do for the team. In some cases, the option was proven right. In some other cases, the option is proven wrong. In this case, it didn't work. The team in the second half was not better than in the first half, and that's my job to make decisions and to try the best for the team when I'm not happy with the performance. So there is no story, there is no cases. It's just that.
Okay, I'm going to move on to Dragon Ivanov. Dragon, can you hear us? You need to unmute first. I've just asked you to unmute. If you can unmute, you. There we go. Thank you. Oh no, you've muted again. You unmute. Let me try you.
Now? Okay?
Yes. Yes.
Hello, Mr. Mourinho.
Hello, my friend.
How is the mood in the camp after the tough start in the Premier League and your loss to Everton?
Sorry?
Asking about his opinion about the Everton defeat, did you say?
Yeah, how is the mood?
How is the mood?
I think the mood is the same as Plovdiv after they lost against Ludogorets.
Okay, and what do you know about Bulgarian side Lokomotiv Plovdiv, and what is your expectations of the game in Bulgaria here?
I think Lokomotiv Plovdiv and Tottenham, they were both very unlucky with the draw. Lokomotiv could have a much easier opponent than us, and we could also have a much easier opponent than Lokomotiv. I think we were both unlucky. As head of group, how do you call it, seeded team, they could have much easier than Tottenham. And as unseeded teams, there were teams from many countries with much less potential than Lokomotiv. So we both are not in a easy position. It's only one game, not two. With two games, the situation would be obviously different. Only with one match, only with one match, one decision, everything decided tomorrow in Plovdiv. I think it's a difficult match, and we are going to give to Plovdiv the respect that they deserve from us, and we are going there knowing that is black or white. There is no other option. You win or you lose. You are in or you are out, and we go with the intention of being in the next round, because I believe that is a good competition to develop my team, and is a good competition to try to win it. Why not to say try to win the competition?
Okay, can I go to a question from John Cross now? John?
Hello, Jose. I just wondered whether I could ask you just what a new signing could do. I'm not talking about a specific player here. I'm just talking about the lift that sometimes that a new arrival can bring to obviously a very well established squad. That extra boost, that extra lift going into a season.
A squad is a puzzle. A squad is a puzzle. And when a new signing completes the puzzle, is great for the team.
And do you feel that sometimes you do feel within you that basically your squad can now benefit at this point from that extra missing piece of the puzzle, if you like?
3 more weeks. The market is open, both ways. The market is open. When the market is open, I think in football you have to be always waiting for something to happen. So let's see what happened to us. I never liked, but of course we have to adapt. It is what it is. I never liked to start the competition with an open transfer window. I don't think it's right for new players to come and for other players to leave, and eventually some players, they play one day for a club and 2 days later they can be playing against that club. But this is what it is. Let's wait.
Okay, I'm going to move on to Ali Gold now. Ali, I muted you.
Hey there, Jose. I've noticed, especially in the documentary, you quite like players to get angry about something that they don't like, whether it be a defeat, a performance, or decisions, things like that. With Dele, did he react in that way at half-time when he learned it was coming off of him?
Dele is a very polite guy. He's very calm. I think he's a bit, I don't know if it's the correct word, introspective. No? When you think a lot, about things. So I think the way he reacted was Dele. Was quiet, was sad, but in the end, after the game, he was just one of many. But again, I repeat, he's a good boy. He's very, very polite, and I never saw from him in here with myself, with the other players, with everybody at the club. I never saw a strong reaction. Good boy, really good boy.
And can I just ask you, Tanguy Ndombele and Giovanni Lo Celso, are either of them fit enough to start if you wanted it tomorrow?
I believe that Tanguy, no. I believe Tanguy is in a process of evolution, very positive. Finished the season injured and in bad condition, didn't start pre-season, again injured. On the top of that, other health problems, working hard. He knows what we want from him. He's trying hard. To have minutes is a good thing for him. To be ready to start is something that we, and I include him in this discussion, because in this moment we discuss his situation together. Not ready to start or to play for 90 minutes, no.
Okay, I'm going to pass on now to Vesko Valchev. Vesko, I'm just going to unmute you. If you can press unmute. Can you hear us?
Hi, Mr. Mourinho. My question is there a Lokomotiv player who impressed you? Anyone?
I'm more impressed by the team than the players. Of course, I analyze the players individually. Of course, based on that, I can inform my players and have my players ready for what they're going to face. But it's more about the team than the players.
Okay. Jonathan Veal. Jonathan.
Hi there, Jose.
Hey, John.
With so many games in a short space of time, whether you'll be taking your whole squad to Bulgaria or will you leave any players at home?
I leave 8 at home because in this moment our squad is big. So to take 18, I have to leave 8 players at home with one of my assistants to work.
Will they be sort of high-profile players?
Tottenham players are all high-profile players.
Okay, I'm going to move on now. Jamie Weir. Jamie.
Good afternoon, Jose.
Hey, Jim.
Given you still have just the one out-and-out striker at your disposal at the moment, will Harry Kane have to play tomorrow night?
Yes.
And again on Sunday against Southampton?
Yes.
And again next week potentially in the Europa League as well?
Yes.
Clearly this is a situation that can't go on, can it? You said yourself that no players can play all of these matches over the next 3 weeks.
he cannot play every match for 90 minutes. That's for sure. I know that he would like to do that because he's his nature, and he's the kind of guy that is happy to be on the pitch for 90 minutes. But it's not possible. This situation is an extreme situation for us. Hopefully we have this problem. To have this problem, we need to win in Plovdiv. We need to win in Leighton. But hopefully we have this problem, and of course no player can play 90 minutes of every game.
Thank you. Okay, George Cummins. George, I'm just unmuting you.
Jose, hello. I just wondered if Daniel's a bit more open to spending money considering the defeat on Sunday. Has that changed things for you and him going into the transfer market?
I don't speak about the transfer market because we lost against Everton. I gave my vision in a written document periodically, I think 3-4 times since I arrived in the club, and Mr. Levy has all my views based on my vision, my experience, my knowledge, not based on a result. It's not a bad performance, it's not a bad result that makes me change my idea and makes me go to the laptop and try to change the things that I wrote months ago and weeks ago.
Okay, apologies guys. I'm going to do two more. I'm conscious that more people did want to ask, but I've got Eric Dyer coming in shortly as well, so apologies. But I'm going to start with Gary Jacob, and then we'll finish with Ilya Atanasov. Apologies for pronunciation if I've got that wrong. Gary.
Jose, can I just ask you one about, you're obviously keen on a striker. Will you still want a striker in and have the permission to buy a striker, even if you sign the player whose name we're not allowed to mention?
I think I spoke enough about market.
Gary, have you got anything else? Otherwise, I'll move it on.
No, so just...
Thank you. Right, Ilya, you're going to have the last questions.
Hello, sir. I hope you're fine. How are you? First of all, Lokomotiv won the Cup of Bulgaria the last 2 years. They won Super Cup in the beginning of the new season. They've played 5 league games by now, so they're considered to be a strong team in elimination tournaments. How do you consider their condition in comparison to yours?
They have more matches than us played. They are in a better physical condition than us, as you say. 5 league matches plus the cup final played a couple of months ago, plus Super Cup. Played already big matches recently against the champion. They played twice in the past few weeks. It's normal that they are in a better condition than us, but we are a better team, and I hope that the best team means a lot, and in spite of their high motivation and their quality as a team and as a group, I hope that we can beat that. I repeat, only one match, away match, knockout match, but we know that the game is very important for us.
Okay, one more thing finally. How important is for Tottenham and for you personally to win a trophy this season? And in that regard, where does the Europa League competition lie in your priorities?
First of all, we need to win 3 matches to be in the real Europa League. This is just qualification to be in the group phase. We need to win 3 matches. Without that, nothing. Europa League has some very good teams. Some teams are dropping from Champions League. for example, yesterday, I think it was AZ Alkmaar and Benfica that they dropped from Champions League qualifiers to Europa League group phase. Later in December, some other teams will drop from the Champions League to Europa League. Europa League in the end is a very hard competition to win. But if you qualify to the group phase, which is the most important and the most difficult thing now, I think when you get into the group phase, 6 matches, no knockout, play for points, we are strong enough to go over that.
Thank you very much.
Guys, thank you very much. Eric Dyer will follow shortly.